And let's bring in Ahmed Fathi. He's managing editor of American Television News. He's also a global affairs and economic analyst. He's joining us live from New York. Ahmed, how do you think this about face by the Saudis is being perceived in the region, in the Arab world, and indeed within the kingdom itself?
The Saudis' position, as you have indicated earlier, have been shifting 180 degrees every other day, from total denial that he was that he left the consulate into maybe it's a rogue operators. As far as saving face in the Arab and Islamic world, Saudis have immense resources, and I mean speaking economic and financial resources, that it can easily buy the nodding of other Arabic and Islamic states. We have seen during the conference in Riyadh, which was boycotted by the major international corporate leaders, was attended by the King Abdullah of Jordan, the Lebanese prime minister, who was reputed to be a previous hostage of the crown prince, the prime minister of Pakistan, high dignitaries from Egypt and other Middle Eastern countries.
And
so
Ahmed,
really
that just wrapped up a few hours ago, and they still signed billions of dollars worth of new deals. So do you think all this backlash that we've seen internationally has just been a lot of talk?
No, here's the thing. When President Trump visited Saudi Arabia as his first stop in a foreign country, he claimed that he had signed deals worth $480 billion. Fact-checking this turned out to be just letters of intent. I'm not sure if the announced deals that the different countries have signed in Riyadh in the past 48 hours are true or just letters of intent. That's have to be fact-checked.
So, Ahmed, Khashoggi's son is now on U.S. soil. Is that a game changer? What, if anything, can he do that isn't already being done?
Khashoggi's son is a U.S. citizen by birth. Here's the thing. I didn't think that the U.S. government would have left him behind more than that, especially after the brutal murder of his father inside the Saudi consulate in Istanbul. Rumors say that Gina Haspel, the director of CIA, has intervened personally to ensure his release. The pictures that was released for him shaking hand and his icy look with the crown prince, whom I'm sure that the news reached to him that he is the prime suspect in authorizing the killing of his father in that manner, just speaks volume. I don't know how much he endured to stand up for this moment. This is something beyond our comprehension in a civilized manner.
So, Ahmed, let's look a little bit bigger here. What do you think are the wider implications for the region if there's continued pressure on the Saudis? If the House of Saud is indeed weakened, what does that mean for Iran, for Israel, and indeed, you mentioned Donald Trump's visit there, for the U.S. strategy in the Middle East?
Let me start from the end. As far as the U.S.-Saudi relationship state to state, I'm not seeing any major shift. There might be pulling out from supporting the current crown prince, Mohammed bin Salman, in favor of another more sane, more moderate Saudi royal. As far as the House of Saud, news is that the House of Saud is in shambles. Remember a few months ago when they have purged all the high-level princes, including Prince Mitab, who was the head of the National Guard, a huge access to weaponry, including an air force, and he was the head of that National Guard for decades. And his father, King Abdullah, before he became the king, he was also the head of it. So it was a hereditary process. Yet, in less than 48 hours, all their powers were stripped. The influential royals in the House of Saud were sidelined. I don't think that even the high-level prince, which they are available now, can even have access to King Salman, whom his entourage and his secretariat have been dominated by the associates of his son.
And indeed, Mohammed bin Salman, the crown prince, was brought in part. His goal was to clean up the appearance of Saudi Arabia.
Just a little addition. The first job that Mohammed bin Salman have taken in after his father took the throne in less than 24 hours. He was appointed the head of the royal court. This where all the power lies. The head of the royal court or the chief of the chamberlain have the stamp of the king's signature. He can sign, he can stamp anything, and it is a royal decree.
Indeed. Ahmed Fathi, thank you for your insight, managing editor there of American Television News.
Thank you.